Good morning, everyone. Today, we will discuss about the effects of electromagnetic radiation on living things and the environment. So last time, we had discussed about some of the applications of these electromagnetic waves. So we have radio waves for telecommunication, microwaves for cooking, infrared rays for camera autofocusing, visible light for phototherapy and optic fibers, and also we have UV light for sterilization. We also have the X-rays and gamma rays for medical treatment and medical purposes. So today we will discuss the effects of electromagnetic radiation on living things and the environment. Electromagnetic radiation, environmental indicators in our surroundings. Let us first identify the indicators in our surroundings. All living tissues have magnetic properties that are affected to some extent by the existence of electromagnetic radiation in the environment. So when we say all living tissues, they are all living creatures, including plants, microbes, animals, and humans, are environmental indicators of exposure to electromagnetic radiation. So it means that they can be an indicator whether they have received a lot of electromagnetic radiation or less of that electromagnetic radiation. So they can be an indicator of that exposure. Radiation is the process through which energy levels in the form of waves or particles through space and some other medium. So radiation is the traveling of waves or particles. When we say electromagnetic radiation, is the propagation of waves that have an electric and a magnetic field component. So there are two components in electromagnetic radiation. We have the electric field and the magnetic field. That's why it's called electromagnetic radiation. Biological cell proliferation and differentiation can be affected by both AC and DC magnetic fields. AC means alternating current and DC means direct current. So when we talk about the electric field, we tackled also that in an electric field, there is always a magnetic field. So it is said that in that electric field and magnetic field, the biological cell proliferation and differentiation can be affected by those fields. Next, radio frequency and microwave wavelengths can be made to carry information via amplitude, frequency, phase modulation such as data from television, mobile phones, wireless networking, and amateur radio. So these are examples of applications of radio and microwave wavelengths. Chromosomal damage is a mechanism relevant to causation of birth defects and cancer. Long-term continuous or daily repeated electromagnetic radiation exposure has been found to induce cellular stress responses at non-thermal power levels that lead to an accumulation of DNA error. So this is one of the disadvantage or the effect of electromagnetic radiation or too much exposure of electromagnetic radiation. So the result will be the accumulation of DNA errors. That is why it is called chromosomal damage. Comparative studies in animals that rely on electromagnetic orientation provide valuable information. So that is why animals are one of the indicators of exposure of electromagnetic radiation. The effects of EMR or electromagnetic radiation on plants and animal life include the diminished radial growth of pine trees, lower density of bird species and mammals such as storks, sparrows, and bats, effects on bees, effects on magnetic-based homing mechanisms of birds, and many others. So, therefore, plants and animals can be monitored as environmental indicators to assess, as I said a while ago, to assess the effects of electromagnetic radiation. They can be an indicator. So, please answer this in a piece of paper. I will give you 2 minutes. Just write the number and also the answer if the statement is true or false. So, number 1, overexposure to certain types of electromagnetic radiation can be harmful. Number 2, gamma rays also damage cells, causing mutations, which may lead to cancer and cell death. Number 3, UV radiation is found naturally in sunlight. Number 4, X-rays can damage cells in the body. Number 5, microwave radiation is absorbed by water molecules, so it can be used for cooking. So please answer that 1 to 5. Analyze the sentence if it is true or a false statement. Your 2 minutes starts now.